Welcome to the Utah Street Banter Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode here on the Utah Street Banter Podcast. I'm Cody. Like always, with me is Elisha. What's up, man?
Not much. Just trying to get through the week.
Yeah, it's like
Getting ready to go.
Yeah, getting ready. He's going to leave us.
I am. I'm going back to college soon, leaving Saturday. So this is the last time you will see me and Cody in person, face to face. You'll still see me. Don't worry. You'll get to see my pretty face every weekend if you're watching on YouTube. If not, you can still hear my beautiful voice too. You know, it makes up for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be gone, and it'll be probably till about December till we're back in person.
That's
It's
crazy.
gonna be a while. I mean, it feels weird because I've gotten so used to doing it in person. Where I mean, we started the first 4 months.
Yeah. It seems odd.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've been doing it in person for.
You know, it just makes I can be more mean to Cody and make more mean jokes about him without him being able to do anything.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Hang up the call?
Maybe. You know, we done it.
Then we're on the podcast.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, we've had an interesting week. I mean, other than you leaving, we've had the Little League World Series is going on. Pretty awesome. Kids throwing like 120 miles an hour.
I don't
the
get.
equivalent.
I was talking to you earlier because you had it on the TV. I feel like I'm not that old. I'm 19. I was in Little League a few years ago, and I just feel like I know I wasn't that big, and I feel like no one else was really that big, unless maybe my Little League and the area. You know, Sussex County, Delaware doesn't exactly spring major league talent. We have one in the recent years, 2 in all of history or something like that.
Yeah,
But I mean, I guess it's just
just up the road we got like Paul Goldschmidt though.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like Geloff.
Is that going?
And his
Jamie
brother.
Jarman. I mean,
Yeah, like there's a couple,
yeah. I got it.
but it's just
Hunter Parsons has lived here long enough.
that's true.
He's in the Mets organization.
Yeah. But and I go back and listen to that podcast. That's all the way back at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
intro.
it's just I don't remember ever facing that good competition.
Yeah.
Maybe I just sucked.
Yeah.
Because
Kind of. I'm just kidding.
You know, ask who helped me out and tried to coach me a little bit there.
Yeah.
So really, maybe it's your fault.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's just they're massive. Like we saw, it was. I feel like they're like 6 foot tall now. I feel like I could go and be 12.
Yeah.
And just
I
go
am
play.
12.
I am 12 exactly.
Yeah.
But it's just. I mean, it's always a cool thing to see. I've been up to Williamsport before. I was actually there 2 years ago and got to go see the field that they play on the Little League Classic.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, the Yankees lost.
Yeah, what a great game that was.
Yankees.
Yeah, what a great game that was. Detroit came through. Yeah, I mean, that was, what's his name was pitching. They got Terry Skubal, who we were trying to get, dominated, really. Actually, you know, and Stroman did well too, but I feel like Skubal had a little bit more difficult of a lineup to get through.
Just slightly.
But and then the newly acquired Jack Leiter Jr. is the one that gave up the ghost runner.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing. I think he has like a 6.27 ERA since coming over from the break, which makes me feel better saying. I know the other pitcher, Aniel De Los Santos, that they traded for, they DFA'd him.
Yeah,
so
he
had like a 14 ERA or something like that. So it makes me feel slightly better about Trevor Rogers and Gregory Soto.
Just slightly,
just not a lot, but I mean, Yankees misery always makes me feel better.
Right.
But and I mean, the only other thing that really was going on this weekend is that it was Players Weekend, which I like to see, but I hate it. I hate it so much because all I can see when you think of Players Weekend, I think of on the back Kyle Seager wearing Corey's brother on the back. Why can't we? Is that too hard? Yeah. All they let them do is customize their cleat and bats, which they can do any day of the season.
Yeah,
it's boring.
Things got a lot more technical when Nike took over the jerseys, because like remember I used to like you would watch the Nationals 4th of July jerseys with the American flag in it. That's gone because every team can only have I think 3 or 4 jerseys.
Yeah, like it really sucks because it takes away, like, I know everyone calls the NFL the no fun league, but like it's starting to feel that way now, and I just would really love for. If they want to embrace the player creativity and have fun with it, you can't just have your number on a goofy font on the side of your hat, which every player on the same team has the same font and stuff. Like, come out here, let them do their nicknames, or just let them do something different.
Yeah.
Like, I know Kyle Gibson, I saw, he had his kids color in his cleats and stuff, and I thought that was cool. And that's a nice touch.
Harper did something like that with his bat.
Yeah, but yet again, you could kind of do that any day.
Yeah.
That also reminded me earlier this week, the rumors of the MLB enforcing a 6-inning minimum for starting pitchers, I can tell you right now that's not going to happen. It's a rumor for a reason. I couldn't tell you if that's even real. Obviously, I'm not sitting in the room with Robert Manfred when that's going down, but there's no shot that will ever happen because obviously there's going to be exemptions to it, whether you pitch over 100 pitches or giving up so many runs. I just see that as expressway to more injuries, which we already have increased pitcher injury, and I think that'd be terrible.
What's jump into another topic? What's your thought about the baseball field at the Bristol Motor Speedway?
I actually, when I saw that was happening, I had to ask my dad a question because I don't know if you noticed. Do you know what day it's on next year? So it's on my birthday next year.
Oh, really?
And I was like, Dad, that'd be a pretty cool baseball present.
Yeah.
Sit 700 feet away from the field.
Did he hit the ball?
I don't know. That's a strike up. Come on.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they set it up because obviously a speedway is massive. But I'm assuming the one thing that NASCAR and baseball shares in common, they both have an infield. But the NASCAR infield's probably where the field's gonna lay.
Yep.
And you're gonna use some stands, I would have to imagine, as outfield stands, and then bring some other in. But I mean, it's one of those one-off games that's kind of always cool to see, like we had a Field of Dreams game, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's always cool to see MLB doing different stuff like this, and definitely, I think it's always fun to have it. I mean, look at the NFL; they don't have stuff like that.
Yeah.
NBA, like the most they got is playing in Mexico and stuff, but we do that too.
Yeah,
I think you got to embrace trying to reach new people, trying to just try different things.
I think that's definitely a part where they're trying to see how, like, draw attention to this Tennessee.
Yeah,
I mean, like, just try to see,
and that
because that's definitely the next spot of it.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a thing to see how many people show up from the area.
Logistics of it. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I was in Nashville not too long ago and saw the Star Stadium, and I think baseball fans, I didn't see many there. That's probably the least amount of people I've ever seen in a baseball game, and it could just been that's a weekday during the summer. But
yeah,
I mean, I would obviously an expansion team would be cool, but it's always an idea. But I do have some trivia for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
So this goes along. So we mentioned Tariq Skubal, and I don't know if you realize this, but Tariq Skubal is right now got the triple crown of pitching, which is leading the AL in wins, ERA, and strikeouts.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this. Chris Sale on the Braves has the triple crown of pitching in the National League. When was the last time 2 triple crowns were won in the same season for both league?
For a pitcher? Oh.
It's more recent than you think.
Really?
Both these pitchers still pitch in the MLB.
Okay. 2014.
2011. Can you guess the pitchers?
Oh, man. They still pitch.
Yes. One still pitches on the same team. One's on
Clayton Kershaw.
Yes.
Okay. And the other one, has he pitched this, like,
yes,
recent?
He's been hurt for part of the year, but is pitching currently, I think.
Scherzer?
Verlander.
Really? I was trying to go one of those Tigers pitchers.
So, and actually, it is interesting to see that Verlander's ERA is pretty similar to Skubal and Sales. Kershaw is just another beast. I mean, he had a 2.28 ERA that year with 248 strikeouts. I was really hoping for it to be more obscure, but I did look. Besides that, do you know when the most recent?
Absolutely, 1958.
No, so you're slightly off. I lost here. So it was 1924. Walter Johnson and Dazzy Vance.
Not Dazzy.
But I will say right before that, 2018, it also happened again with Walter Johnson and Hippo Vaughn.
You're not talking about a name.
1918. Sorry, yes.
Hippo?
Hippo Vaughn.
He's a big man.
So I did looking in this is actually interesting because there's a lot during the 90s of the Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson. Sandy Koufax, in 4 years, he won 3 triple crowns.
That's crazy. What a stud.
Lefty Gomez. Who is Lefty Gomez? I don't know.
He threw righty? No, I don't know.
I don't know, but Lefty Gomez won it 2 years kind of back-to-back almost with the Yankees back in the 30s. So, get some old... These are those random trivia that you're going to hear, and so this is something that I would know somehow, and Cody would ask me and be very mad at me that I knew.
It's ridiculous.
But that's why I have to ask it to him. But let's move on.
All right, man. Well, let's move on from your obscure facts here. We're going to jump in to our next segment into box scores. We do this every week. We're going to try to run through this fairly quickly, but we'll see how it goes. We always try to go through it fairly quickly, but then we get off topic. So that's always fun. Last week, on August 14th, the Nationals played the Orioles. Orioles won this game 4-1. Dean Kramer pitched, and he did amazing. So Dean Kramer goes 6 innings, gives up 1 earned run. The big part of this, you're going to start hearing a lot of the same things right here. Okay, Gunnar Henderson hits his 30th home run of the year, and Sir Anthony Dominguez gets his 3rd save of the season. I don't remember if that's his first. I believe that's his first save with us. I believe.
I think it's a second.
It's second. Okay,
I know he's at least.
I believe it. Yeah, but man, you're gonna start hearing that name, I think, more often.
Yeah.
He's getting put in crucial spots.
I think
super excited
right now. It's him and Cano are the two go-to guys right now, and CNL Perez is somewhat there. But I mean, this was a great win. I think the thing I take away more is Kramer. He did amazing.
Great.
He needed this start, and I'm really hoping this catapults him. He's going to pitch later in the Mets series that the Orioles are about to enter into, and I mean, it's just
this was the best one since the blister issue.
Yeah, 100%. This could be his best start all season.
And then you go like this. All right, then the next day, August 15th, the Orioles again. We beat the Red Sox at the beginning of the series. We beat the Red Sox 5-1. Orioles ace Zach Eflin dominates again, goes 6 innings, 8 Ks, 1 earned. He was the ace for this week. Deal? That's for this week.
No,
not dominated.
Not
Absolutely,
not the ace of this week. The
dominated.
Fat Owl.
Next
ace.
Oh yes. But anyway, Gunnar Henderson goes 2 for 4. Also, he hits his 31st home run of the season, and Cedric Mullins hits his 13th. So pretty great. Love seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good win. Just kind of solid all around. Eflin, he's been the best trade deadline acquisition in all of baseball. I almost
for real.
Either him or Michael Kopech for the Dodgers.
Yeah, or Jazz Chisholm was pretty good
until he got hurt.
Right. But you're absolutely right. I mean, top 2 or 3.
He's been the best starter that's been traded.
Absolutely.
And we look at him. We gave up
nothing.
We gave up more for Trevor Rogers than we did for him.
Absolutely.
And I have a friend from high school that I haven't talked to in probably like a year, and he's a Rays fan. I've been wondering when it's appropriate time. Like, when's it been long enough that I could text, so how you feel about the Eflin trade? So I feel like every week it gets worse, so I feel like I might have just waited too long.
That's funny. So you have another good friend is a Brewers fan.
Yeah.
And we got Corbin Burns. And so basically, don't be a friend of yours that has a stud pitcher.
Unless you're a Marlins fan.
Right.
Yeah. It is funny because I do attract the obscure teams. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Yeah. I think the only thing that scares me is it's the Rays. Yeah. And it's always the trades that you look back in 10 years. Oh yeah, he did good, but he won the MVP. Like, any trade, it seems like trading with the Rays are scary, especially in their division. And I'm sure the Matthew Etzel's going to go off and have a 30-30 season or something like that. But yeah, I'd rather have this right now.
I agree. The next day is their second game of the season against the Red Sox on August 16th. This was a crap show, is the nice way to say it. Red Sox won this game 12-10. The worst part about this game is the Orioles kept coming back. Every time we get down, we'd come back. Problem was, Burns just struggled. The worst start of his career. He gives up 8 runs in 4 innings. Not only that, the Kimbrel comes in because, believe it or not, guys, we were still in this game. Okay, Kimbrel comes in and gives up 3 runs in 1 inning. We lose, like I said, 12-10. We scored 10 runs. You should never lose. The Orioles had 17 hits. Still lost. But the big thing here is if we want to try to take a positive out of this, Ramon Urias is hot right now. He had a home run with 5 RBIs.
Yeah, now, there's not much you can say. Like you said, Burns, I mean, easily worst start of the season, possibly worst start of his career. You don't see this from him very often.
No, that's true. That's true.
I think he's had a bad month. If you look at it, I think his ERA on the month's over 9, but it kind of is easy to do that when you give up 8 runs in 4 innings. And I know you've been mad at him because you just feel like he's not living up to the ace potential that he is, and you have to give him a few bad starts. Let him have his bad starts now and not in October.
Well, that's true. And I also will say even Grayson had a blow up start.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean? So
you allow 1 or 2 blow up starts, and you can have a couple bad starts in August if you're going to be locked for the rest of the hunt.
Yeah,
and that's what we need. And I know you said Kimbrel struggles. I'll talk about him later. We're getting into DFA territory. And
it's bad.
I think we're at the point no one's going to claim him.
He's at a hindrance to the point where we don't use him.
It's not just not in the closer role. Like,
don't use him anywhere.
Like,
yeah.
I pulled it up earlier and was telling him he hasn't had a save since July 7th. That's almost a month and a half ago. And he's had 10 appearances since then, which is already incredible that he's only pitched 10 times in a month and a half. That shows how bad he's been. He's giving up more runs than innings pitched. He has a 10.24 ERA. He's doing awful right now. Awful.
It sucks because we actually really could use him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could use a solid version of him.
I'll try to cheer you guys up, talk about Ramon Arias here.
Okay.
He is really good right now.
Yeah.
And this is what we need because we don't have Westbrook. He has to fill in right now. We have Levon Soto called up. You could even see, I think you could see someone else getting called up for this series coming up because he's not that great against lefties. But Ramon Arias has stepped up massively. He's had some huge, huge games. And this season, he's brought his OPS up to a 699, which you might say, that's not that great. It's above average for the league. And this is what I want to look at. He's our 9-hole hitter. So he's allowed to be the worst hitter in our lineup. I just take a scroll. So he is, yet again, 699 OPS, right? And let's take a look at the Dodgers, best team in baseball, in air quotes. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 players that are in their starting 9 that have played the majority of the games that have lower than that.
That's crazy.
Gavin Lux has lower than that. Jason Hayward, Kike Hernandez, Andy Pages, all of them have lower than that, and they're all getting regular starts. Andy Pages has played 98 games and has a lower OPS. And obviously you say, yeah, they played a little bit more, but still, I think you just got to take for granted that we want to have everyone be a stud. You just can't have you can't have Gunnar Henderson 1 through 9.
Yeah, but what's good though is I think we did the same thing earlier in the season with a couple guys. Is just like Mateo. Like you need these guys to just get hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're still professional athletes. So it's not like they absolutely terrible at what they do. So right now we're just riding that. We're kind of having a great time watching him do well. He's pretty good on the defense. Made one blunder earlier this week, but we're gonna let that go since we had Orioles had a tough time on defense a week and a half ago. But anyway, August 17th, the Red Sox played our series, continued our series with the Red Sox. Woo, couldn't talk. We lose this game 5-1. The score kind of really doesn't tell you the truth here because Cade Povich started this game and did phenomenal. He kind of matched the Boston pitch to pitch. He goes 6 innings. He strikes out 6. When he comes out, there's no runs on the board, but there is a couple guys on, and obviously Cano comes in and gives up the runs there. Birch Smith also struggled this game. We don't hear that very much because Birch Smith has been great. So people are really getting on our coaching staff, especially Hyde, with some of the decisions he's making. Like they got mad at because of Povich. Here's my only problem. Povich has known to struggle quick. Cano's our best relief pitcher. He's the best relief pitcher we have. Birch Smith is our best right now relief pitcher. He's coming up, right?
He's our best, so high leverage.
Yeah. So I mean, if I'm Hyde, I'm like, dude, these were the 2 guys I thought I could guarantee.
Let me say this: we had this same exact conversation a month and a half ago or something like that, where I think it was a game that Cano and Kimbrel both just did bad.
Yeah. And
you have to understand that for Hyde, I don't see him doing anything wrong here. He pulled out Povich. Yes, you could argue maybe he could have pulled him out earlier and not brought him into the 6th or the 7th. But what can you do? He was pitching great up to that point, and then you bring in Cano, who's supposed to be your go-to guy, and he has his one bad start of the month or relief appearance of the month. That's gonna happen. He's gonna have these, just like Burns and Grayson are gonna have their blow-up starts. Yeah. You're gonna see him give up a run or 2. Yeah, and it's just gonna happen. You have to accept that. And Birch Smith isn't Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's not.
We don't think so.
I don't. No, Jesus Christ. He goes to the Orioles games though. He's in the stands. I've seen,
especially in the playoffs. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. So it's just the thing that you have to understand.
We didn't pray enough, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. But you just gotta understand that Hyde and the pitching staff, coaches, they can't do much else here.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where our pitching staff can be up and down every now and then, but guess who's not up and down right now? Gunnar Henderson. He hits his 32nd home run of the season in this game. And like I said, I feel like all these box scores, well, all but one, I've said that. All right, so finishing up this series on Sunday, August 18th, the Red Sox, we finished our series with the Red Sox, thank God. And I believe that's done. I think we're done with them for the rest of the season. We take the season-long series against them. We also win this game 4-2. And Albert Suarez does it again. He has 6 innings, 6 Ks, 0 earned runs. I believe he's at like 18 innings or something crazy.
17 and 2/3.
17 and 2/3, which leads Major League Baseball with no earned runs.
He also has the most scoreless starts out of any pitcher in MLB.
That's insane.
I think it's at 9.
And I tell you, you look at him, and he looks like he's throwing, I don't know, 91 miles an hour. It's 97, 98. He's gassing. So another big thing, Albert Suarez does great. They pull him, which they probably should have, which is fine, because Hyde keeps talking about how they're looking at his pitch count, and I get that.
Yeah, right? I think that's okay because Suarez is also one of those guys like Povich,
right?
That it can, because he throws the fastball so much, it can get very bad very quickly.
Yeah.
Now, you could easily leave him in for another batter, and he gives up a home run.
Yeah. So he gets taken out. The Orioles get in a tough spot. We're in the 8th inning with 2 outs because Cano struggled a little bit here. They bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez. He saves the day. Literally saves the day.
And then gives up a home run.
Yeah. I think he gave up the home run in the 9th just because we're up by 3.
It's when you're up by 3. I've said it before about like him and Cano when they've given up runs late in games. You're at that point just throwing strikes. You're trying to pitch the contact. It's going to happen everyone.
But he finished that with striking out Rafael Devers. Rutschman hits his 18th home run of the season, and Henderson, like I said, hits another one, 33 for the season. The big thing that makes me a little nervous, which is good and not good, is we still struggled hitting. So we had 3 hits in this game. We scored 4 runs. Thank God for an error by Boston that led to that. So we scored 10 on the 16th against the Red Sox, and then we scored 1, and then we scored 4. So
I have a question for you, Cody.
Okay, what you got?
So, okay, would you say scoring 20 runs in a series is bad? A 4-game series, do you think 20 runs is bad?
No.
Okay, that's what the Red Sox scored in the series. Do you think scoring 20 runs in a series in a 4-game series is bad?
Terrible.
That's what the Orioles scored.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
We scored 20 runs in a 4-game. That's 5 runs a game. That's about how much we average.
I get you.
It's just you got to think
that one game.
We have a 1-run game, but 4 runs in a game is not terrible. Obviously, 3 hits is bad, but when you have 2 home runs, it's okay because we're getting into a point of the season where Rutschman's starting to look better.
Yep.
Henderson's hot now. If you can get those 2 turning on, you're not stopping this offense with Cowser getting on base.
Cowser doing amazing.
Santander
leads the league in rookie hits.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be the rookie of the year. And you have behind him Santander, Rutschman, and Henderson. And then Eloy Jimenez had his one bad game as an Oriole this game, but before that, he's been killing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate the state of our offense because when you think about it, other than that one game that we scored 1 run, which yet again, Brian Bayo is a really good pitcher, we scored at least 4 runs in each game.
Right. Yeah. So talking about the games, what do you feel like you learned about the Orioles this past week? Like, what's your takeaway?
Our bullpen needs help.
Yeah.
Bad. So I see this going we could do 2 different things.
Okay.
We just try to tread water until Coulomb and Webb gets healthy again, and we get him back in September, and hopefully that puts out the fire. Or what I think is more reasonable, Trevor Rogers pitches against the Mets, which we're recording this before the game has started. He does bad. He does bad, like he's been doing. I think
Jack Flaherty bad.
This is worse than Jack Flaherty. At least Jack Flaherty had one good start. Yeah.
Against Toronto.
So I think you could see it would suck because what you gave up for him, move Rogers to the bullpen because you're not taking him out of the line. You're not taking him out of the major league team, but move him to the bullpen to give him some rest. And then I think you send down some reliever. Colin Selby just got called up, so it'd probably be him. Bring Povich back up so you still have the 5-man rotation. and maybe see if Rogers can click in the bullpen to get something going.
Yeah.
Or just or Colin Selby comes up and somehow does good too.
Right.
Like that's all you need is that one person to click like Birch Smith did, and you get on a little bit of a roll there.
Right.
You just need a little bit of momentum to go. And I'm hoping that we don't wait till Coulomb and Webb come back, because that's going to be a while of us being a bad bullpen. Because we have a 6.35 ERA in the month of August, which I don't know if you noticed that the first 2 games that you talked about against the Nationals and Red Sox, we didn't give up much runs.
No.
Or our bullpen did great. We didn't give up any runs those first 2 games. We gave up 9 earned runs in the last 3 games, though, against Boston.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the one thing I'd take away from it is I'm going to be actually more positive than you this time. This is weird. As Gunnar Henderson's back, man, he's crushing the ball. When he's not hitting a home run, he's still getting RBIs. When his defense is much better, it just his mood, you just see it, right? I mean, he hit the home run yesterday. He looked at the crowd like finally. And then second thing is we just need to ride on Albert Suarez's coattail for as long as this possibly could take us, because my man is killing it. I mean, do you remember we put him in the bullpen a few weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
We actually took him out of the rotation. And the only reason he's in the rotation is because of Grayson. So, maybe if Grayson's here, does the Trevor Rogers thing get pushed a little bit? I
hope so.
I don't know. But yeah, so, I mean, that's one of my favorite things about this past week is Henderson looks amazing. Suarez looks amazing. I guess if I wanted to put another thing on here is Eflin still continue to do great.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite things. We're going to try something new today. We're doing our player of the week. So, who's your player of the week?
I mean, you were just talking about him, but it's Big Al for me.
Man, dude, who would have thought? Can you imagine? And when we started this podcast in February, that is in April. Can you imagine April that we would say that?
Yeah, I know.
When did he start? I don't even know what his first game was.
I don't know when we called him up, but I remember I mentioned him in a preseason one about who could be like the last spots of a bullpen.
Yeah.
And I mean, he didn't make the opening day roster,
right?
Which I think we were all fine with.
But I agree. I couldn't believe it. I called down there. I said, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he, like you said, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs is a great start. He's thrown 17 2/3 scoreless innings, which, like you said, leads MLB.
Mm-hmm.
He's had the most scoreless starts this season. He's, like me and Cody have mentioned before, every year it seems like we've had a player just click.
Yep.
Last year it was Cano. This year it's Albert Suarez. Without Suarez, we're not in the position we're in.
Right.
He's won us so many games just by getting us to, like, even when our bullpen's good, just get us to the bullpen.
Yeah.
I'm at the point right now where I would rather see Albert Suarez start a playoff game than any pitcher but Corbin Burns and Zach Eflin.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Grayson's healthy, him too. But you got to think,
I know.
You could always use the 4th starter if you need an extra break.
Sure.
I
agree. No, absolutely agree. Like it makes you, the way you're looking at it right now, it makes you feel a little better about the playoffs. Because, I mean, obviously Corbin's our number 1. He's going to be there in game 1. We're going to feel great about it. I think Zach Eflin's going to be there game 2 right now. We're going to feel good. Rodriguez, the only thing that makes you nervous about Rodriguez is I remember last year very well. So maybe, he could step up. But then Albert Suarez comes in and you're like, we got a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is what I'd like to see, though. So obviously we want to contend for the division, but if in some unforeseen circumstances, which I don't know why I said unforeseen, we're tied with the Yankees right now. If we don't get the division and we go to the wild card game, wild card series, Suarez will not have to start a game because it's a 3-game set. But this is what you have. You have Suarez ready. If Burns or Grayson or Eflin have a blow-up start and need to come out in the 2nd or 3rd inning, you send him out there for 5.
Yeah.
You need him to be the shutdown guy to either just not kill your bullpen for the next day or to save you.
Yeah.
I think that could be same for the divisional, but obviously you got to think he may need to come in and pitch a game. I trust him more. He probably, out of all pitchers on our team, I trust him more than maybe 4 or 5, yeah. I trust Eflin, Burns, and then Cano and Dominguez. That's it.
Man, I love the trade for Dominguez right now.
Yeah, but I just can't believe Suarez has done what he's done.
Yeah.
It's so good. Who's yours? Who's your player?
Yeah, mine is an obvious one. I'm going Gunnar Henderson. One thing that I like that you pointed out, so you said we had 20 runs in the past 5 games? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 5 games.
Yeah, and
no, 4 games. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay, 4 games. Okay, so in the past 5 games, Gunnar has 8 RBIs with 4 home runs. So he is contributing largely. So it just reminds me of how the beginning of the season looked. You know what I mean? Like it just.
And take it this way too. Gunnar Henderson had 28 home runs at the All-Star break. He had 29 as of a week ago.
Right. Yeah, and he's on it now.
Yeah,
he's on a heater. So just like I said, he's my player of the week for me. But Albert Suarez is right there with. I agree with you. It's super exciting. Super exciting to see it. Like I said, Gunnar Henderson. I think he's. Some people might disagree with me here, but in the next 5 years, I think we go as far as he takes us. That's just how I feel. I know Adley Rutschman is a stud, and Adley Rutschman is probably our captain. Also, real quick, before I jump this, talking about captains, if you guys didn't have a chance, if you guys didn't have a chance to watch MLB Network, their morning show today, James McCann was their special guest. It was legit. He talks about like everything about the Orioles and what they're going. Please go back. I'm sure it's on their Facebook page. Really fun to listen to. James McCann get smoked in the nose.
2 comments there for you. The first one. Most people work on Mondays, so I probably didn't get a chance to watch it. Unlike Cody. Cody got to sit home.
Yeah.
And then also, I do want to mention,
mom duties.
I want to talk about James McCann. I think we should re-sign him. Yeah. I know that's not really been talked about too much, but I think he really embodies the team right now, and I think he'd be good to at least just sign a 1-year deal with to get us to Basayo, if that's the plan, to have Basayo and Rutschman in the future.
The only thing is, like, I would love that unless somebody can get him a starter. If he can.
That's true. I don't see him starting for
I agree.
a team though, because I see him. Austin Hedges of the Guardians. He's just a better version of that.
Yeah.
I think because Austin Hedges might be one of the best backup catchers you could get because he's a really great team guy and really energetic, and he's good to be there to play one game. You want McCann, he's good enough to play more than that, though, which is why I think he's better than just a back, because he's not just a backup. He's more of just like the number 2 catcher.
Do you remember who was the number 2 catcher when Wieters was here?
Wieters, we have like Caleb Joseph.
Oh, Caleb Joseph
for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which, I mean, Caleb Joseph took some bad balls too.
Yeah.
But
no, I was just curious because it seems like we always have that guy, that guy right behind him.
And I think we should just give him a 1-year, $10 million deal or whatever it would take to get him back and just get him here because he's the type of guy that you want.
Yeah, especially the leadership parts.
With such a young team.
Yeah, absolutely. So great. But yeah, so this week coming up for the Orioles, we got a lot going on. So the Orioles have the Mets series. Is that 2-game series?
3-game.
3-game series against the Mets, who are decent. And then we have the Astros this weekend, who's a very tough match.
Yeah.
Tough. But against the Mets, I'm a little nervous about the pitching we're throwing out there against them because the Mets are hitting us at a great time. They have Trevor Rogers tonight, which is Monday. And then on Tuesday, which they have Dean Kramer. I do feel a little better about Dean Kramer. I don't have any positive things to say about Rogers. Hopefully next week we talk about and we say, hey, this was the first great game of the season. This will be the team to do it against, though. Like, if you want to do it, this is the team.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Eflin looks to continue to save our rotation, thank God, against the Mets on Wednesday. I fully expect it to happen. We could go get 2 out of 3 here.
Yeah, this is the only thing that scares me about. So this Mets team kind of reminds me of the 2022 Orioles a bit, based off they don't win because, not exactly, because we won because we did have talent. I don't think they're necessarily winning because they're good. I feel like they win based off of just good vibes.
Yeah.
That's really it. And the problem is I feel like if they get into a rhythm, they're going to be good, which scares me for Trevor Rogers. Because if they turn to Trevor Rogers, they could sweep us.
Hey, if Jose, what's his name, the dude rapping?
Jose Iglesias. He played for the Orioles.
I mean, if he starts rapping against us, we're screwed.
Oh, my. You listen to the song.
But, so we'll see. I mean, I'm really more nervous about the Astros.
They've been one of the best teams of the second half. Their record's really good. It's just they're kind of clicking they're the Astros.
Yeah.
Luckily, they have a couple injuries, so their best like Kyle Tucker's not there. Kyle Tucker, yeah, I have nightmares of that grand slam against Felix Bautista last year. But it's going to be a tough week, I think. The problem is with the Mets, we're going to see a lot of lefties, which sucks for the Orioles because you have some of our best players lefties. But I will say Gunnar Henderson hit one of his home runs this past week was off a lefty.
Yep.
And Ryan O'Hearn's not going to play much until he comes into pinch hit.
Yeah.
You may see, I don't know exactly how it's going to work. Colton Cowser might get a day off here, and you might see Levon Soto mix into the lineup a couple days. It's going to be very interesting to see what Hyde does. I think you're going to see some interesting lineups.
See Slater at the top again.
You're going to see Slater at the top, but you're also going to see just some weird guys. You could see Mountcastle batting second. Just because that's good. But you also have to imagine he's going to be building these lineups with the knowledge that O'Hearn's coming in the 6th inning.
Right.
And you just have to think about that. McCann's probably going to play at least 2 games, if I had to guess. David Peterson's pitching on Monday night. He's been good this season. And then Jose Quintana. I'm not sure exactly what his stats are. I didn't look him up, but I feel like he's
decent. Yeah, he's decent. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be, I feel like if we're going to win a game, we want to win against him. Sean Manaea's had kind of a resurgence of a year this year.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, before we head out, I mean, the one good part is the Orioles, just like we said last time we were on here, are in first place, and they are tied. I'm pretty sure, like we said last time, or we might have been a game up.
We're half a game back in the best record in baseball.
Oh, we're half a game.
The Dodgers, Phillies are a half game above us. We're tied with the Dodgers and the Yankees.
Okay, Dodgers and Yankees. Okay,
so I mean, it's basically
first place. Yeah, but we're tied first place. Thank God, because the Tigers came out ready to play last night. But so if we can say the same thing next week at the same time, that'd be great.
Yankees are playing the Guardians, so we're hoping
they got a tough matchup. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to see as much. I'm hesitantly excited to see what Rogers does tonight. Like I said, when you listen to this podcast tomorrow, you'll already know. So yeah. So I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. So have a safe trip back to college.
Oh yeah,
we hope. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. I'm just have to unload everything.
Yeah. Well, I got my roommate and his family and all my friends. I'll hopefully
they're gonna be like they'll be friends with Elijah. He puts you to work. But
I mean, that's what you do with it.
Yeah.
That's what you do with your friends.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm gonna go to the game on Saturday.
Oh, are you?
So okay. I'm interested to see how the Orioles do then. I'm sure they'll probably win every game this week except for that one, just because I'm going.
Yeah.
But I will say, if we do lose a lot of games this week, I've not been to a game that the Orioles have lost yet. So I need to go to every game now. So if you guys want to send me money, I'll put my Cash App or something in the description of the YouTube video and Spotify and all that stuff. So you can send me money so I can afford to go to Orioles games so we can just keep winning.
Yeah, no.
Specifically playoff games.
Specifically World Series. But so anyway, until next time, guys, we can't thank you enough for joining us on today's podcast. And be sure to follow us, subscribe on all of our socials. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and obviously YouTube if you're watching us. But until next time, we will see you next week here on the Utah Street Banter. Thanks, guys.
See ya.